Episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I am your host, Edward Anderson. Hopefully y'all having a good Friday. I'm gonna be in hell for like this weekend because unfortunately my AC went out. So this is gonna be real. It's been a minute since something like that has happened. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. Till I get that shit fixed, and because it's the weekend, I don't know. I ain't even gonna be able to mention that shit until like Monday. So that shit gonna be crazy. Cause technically that shit's an emergency, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Hopefully you all having a good day today. We'll truck it like you always got to. I don't really have anything specific. I did go through a video somebody sent me, Mr. Burke. He sent me, if y'all in my Discord, I'll always be giving. One thing that's the advantage of being in my Discord, and if I don't get back to you, send a reply email. It ain't a big deal, or put it in the comment section. But one thing about the Discord is, I'm in the Discord as much as I'm in the Telegram, so it's a lot of thought. Like people, I you give random thoughts or random takes that honestly should make a video on. They'll be 3 minutes, 5 minutes long. We go back and forth as far as different topics that people share. So it's definitely advantages to being in the Discord. Really, that should be an extension of the Patreon, because y'all definitely get a lot of my time. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I gotta get that dealt. They'll deal with it, but it's gonna be a couple of days because it's the weekend. I'm like, yeah, that shit had to happen at the perfect moment. That shit couldn't happen a couple of days ago. It had to happen now. Luckily, it ain't hot as hell. As hot as it's been. No, I'm talking about AC in my house. I'm not talking about in the car. I'm talking about in my house. AC in my car, I can easily deal with. I can get that dealt with immediately. I'm talking about in my house. The air conditioning unit in my home. That's what I'm talking about. I know I hear y'all saying y'all don't like that I don't title the videos. I upload my shit a lot like how as if it was an Instagram live. So Instagram lives aren't titled. That's the style of which I do it. I should title all my videos. I don't. I talk about a lot of random stuff. I should at least do EHBM EP something and just count up the number. I should at least do that, and go back to it and at least put what I was talking about. I could do that. It is what it is. I ain't shit. It is what it is. This channel will be starting to look like more of a channel, because I do got a really great group, and y'all do deserve better. A really great group of people consistent I can build off of. But yeah, I watched a little bit of the Dumpers channel. Y'all know I've been sharing him. And he commented on that Scarface Mark baby mama baby daddy thing. And he came to the same conclusion that I came to. Make sure y'all come in here and like the video. Likes are free, and I'll be live for about an hour. He came to the same conclusion that I came to. A lot of the thing, here's my thing. It's not like an absolute binary thing, but there's activism. One thing people don't understand what activism is. Activism, you are divorced. You are not. Your motivations are not economic in nature. Your motivations is to really move a topic. Now, that doesn't mean there may not be economics in what you're doing, but ultimately your priority, and most of these, and these people never presented themselves as activists anyway, but that's what activism is, and that's why I use that term. Money, when it comes to this topic, money doesn't motivate me. I'm not doing this for money. And that's important because a lot of folks, you know, they're doing this for monetary reasons, and they convince themselves that they're helping their people. You really can't do both. One is going to take priority over another, and unfortunately for a lot of people, even people that claim to be pro-black, but people that claim to be righteous, the money takes precedent over the actual points, and it's very obvious. It's very obvious. I'm not saying I gotta agree with everything. I don't agree with everything SLP say, but SLP, you can't say that he's on YouTube for money. And I got respect for him for that, whether I agree with some of the stuff he says or not. You know, BGS, you can't say BGS is on here for money. And this is not me trying to, you know, shame people for this up here for money, but what I don't like is when people start to get real self-righteous with quote unquote takes. And I would argue in a lot of ways, Kevin didn't do what he did for money, because the reason why Kevin can't be duplicated is because Kevin's one of the few people that didn't necessarily, he had a YouTube channel, but he was able to tell the whole truth as he saw it and then he actually got financially rewarded for it. That's what makes Kevin unique really to anybody like this anywhere around this space. Very few people have been able to really do that. And you know he told it because women are traumatized to this day for him. And you got a whole bunch of like people that I'm not talking about Jeff James right now. I'm talking about like before him. People that are trying to copy Kevin Samuels or Kevin Samuels inspire folks that at the end of the day, y'all don't never say what y'all really think 100%. I tell you what I really think, like 90%. And really, it's really 100%, but I could go a lot harder in what I do. But I choose not to. But generally, I tell you 100% of what I think needs to happen. A lot of y'all don't. A lot of y'all don't really say how y'all really feel because y'all can't substantiate your arguments well enough to. It's not even about convincing somebody, but just to stand on it. Y'all know people won't agree with it, and it'll cost you money. So going back to the Scarface Mark situation with the And yes, that does cost you views and viewership. It does. And it does. As a marketer, as a sales person, I'm not here to sell you a story. I'm not. Because I could craft interesting stories. I could position myself as like Purple Pill or Rose Pill, where I'm kind of, you know, throttling, you know, the engine just enough to where I'm not compromising myself. But still, you know, leaving it open for like females. That's why I got respect for accountable commentary as well. Because we're here to tell, I'm here to tell the truth, the whole truth. And I don't agree with every little thing he says, but every little thing he says, but I get where he's coming from. And it's not enough people telling it really like it is. Damn these apps. A lot of y'all, it's mind control. It's like 1984, that book, if you ever read it. A lot of y'all is basically, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, and y'all not go, either you not gonna speak on it, or because it's better, a lot of y'all just don't speak on certain topics. If you not gonna be real about it, it's, you know, recusing yourself. But what a lot of people choose to do is they choose to try to thread the needle, or some people, they just get on here and they say whatever they think is going to generate the most engagement. Even if they're pissing you off, they do it for rage bait. Like, even with a lot of these streamers, you know, I really peep game on how they move. All of that shit is, I mean, everybody knows, like, the stuff is scripted, but, like, really, almost everything, you can't trust anything that you see, like, DDG put, or any streamer, you can't trust that shit is real. Academics is not a streamer, not in that way, so it's different, but any of, like, Playboy, any of these dudes, you can't trust anything they say or anything they put on video. That shit is just like it's like a soap opera skit. It's a recurring skit. You can't trust anything they do or anything they say. You just can't. Almost to the point you just can't. And I'm not even clowning that, because that's entertainment. But my point is, you got people that the way people engage with these apps and engage with this stuff, they actually believe that stuff is real. You should almost put a disclosure on there saying that nothing that's being said is based on real life, but it ain't real life. Because you got people growing up with this stuff and they actually believe this stuff is actually real. And a lot of people are putting up fronts, they're putting up facades. And in our space, we typically don't do that. even if it costs us money. And that's where a lot of the disconnect is. I don't even look. I don't. It is what it is, you know, with academics, because I don't really mess with academics like that. But he's an element in the situation, so you know, it's gonna be spoken on. Unfortunately, he's an elephant in the room. He's in the room. But as far as Young Thug, I mean, I don't really care, because even when it comes to black people and no snitch policy, the no snitch policy was not supposed to apply to civilians. Then you got a lot of these rappers, some of them are real, some of them are pretending to be like really in the streets. And so I personally don't even like that no snitch policy, because now that's been brought into the regular culture, to the point where a lot of people hide like really egregious stuff behind that. And yeah, you know, so I have my own opinions on that, but I personally don't care. I really don't. At the end of the day, it's music. Buy his music, don't. It's just like with Rick Ross. You know, when I liked his music, I bought it. When I did it, I did it. Even with the, you know, people associate, people are sitting here, and people are sitting here, I need you to be real in order for you to make good music. That's not necessarily the case. It's not. I mean, Drake's a perfect example of that. But yeah, but let me go. But going back to the, because I'm gonna jump to a couple of different things around this topic. But going back to, you know, the Scarface Mark thing. You know, I've talked about it before, about him putting himself in a virtue trap, where you sitting here, you know, I mean, he's 24 years old. And which is, you know, is what it is. But you're, because I've said Z's need to comment on their stuff. But one thing is with Mark is, I'm not gonna say dudes need to disclose if they're a Z, but you kind of need. And I don't watch all his content, most of his content. I watch maybe not even half his content, but that something needs to be clearly communicated, in my opinion. If you look like you're older than what you are. But I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of like you're a Z, so you're gonna do Z shit, and that's not an issue. But you not knowing what a baby daddy is, and you getting so hung up on that, because even the way he went at Dana was kind of the wrong way to go at her. The way he should have went at her, it should have said, I know you trying to get these, basically saying, I know you trying to get these female subscribers, some of these female subscribers back after you done, you know, got done whooping on them for what they said about her mom. And now, you know, she back to wanting to go back and kind of reverting back to where she was, which kind of like female identified with, but will call out women when they really on the bullshit, like in her mind. But female identified. And at the end of the day with her, no matter what you say, she's the same age as me. You 38 years old. That celibacy, look, I'm just keeping it all the way real. That celibacy shit, that shit, when you in your late 30s, that's bullshit. Celibacy really means you can't get the nigga. I'm not even saying she's ugly female. I actually saw, you know, she did do a body pic, and her body is solid. So it is, you know, so apparently she does those angles because that's just what she chooses to do. So, you know, I ain't got no problem in that. She did multiple body pics with a video, not even just a body pic, but a body video. So kudos to her. But that being said, you know, it's obvious that, you know, I've seen better women. I've seen much better looking women. It's not to say she's ugly at all, but I've seen much better looking women, you know, get with solid dudes, like straight up. So a lot of this is when you 38 years old and you trying to play celibacy, nah, because when y'all play that game, that's really cold. I ain't even gonna talk about what she did in the past that I don't know, but I do know you 38 years old, and a dude, whoever you get with that you actually like, is not gonna be able to enjoy you in your 20s. This dude is basically getting a young 40-year-old. That's what this dude is getting. Because by the time you actually get with somebody, if you have 2 kids with them or 1 kid with them, you gonna be knocking at the door to 40. So if you really talking about getting with a dude, getting married with a dude, you know, we know even Kevin Samuels was talking about it takes 6 months, and that's, to me, that's a short shelf life, to be honest. But 6 months to know I think he was saying 3 months. But even if you say 6 months, you basically from meeting to marriage to kids, that's you talk about less than 24 months. Because I don't know how deep in the 38 she is. So you talk about less than 24 months. 18 months is 2 kids. If you have a back-to-back, which you're not going to have a back-to-back because you got postpartum. So these chicks usually need 90 days, usually at least 90 days if they're going to have them back-to-back. So really, you talk about 18 months, 21 months. So you essentially talk about, okay, a dude gets 2 kids out of you. Now he dealing with a 40-year-old. By the time you 20, you and this is something as a man, I got to deal with if I don't have kids, But with a woman, that's particularly another thing. Another thing is how hard that stuff is gonna be on their body. If you ain't naturally skinny, is that snapback gonna be good? That's a lot. See, that's a lot of stuff you asking, especially a dude that's at the apex. Well, yeah. I mean, am I lying? If you get with a chick, most dudes don't just want 1 kid. Most dudes if they want kids, they probably gonna want to deal with 2. Most people. So if you gonna get 2 kids, you talk about back to back, and it don't matter. I mean, even if you just talk about 9 months, still. But yeah, you basically, she's 40 by then. That's if you do everything immediate, and move fast. Which people that's quote unquote celibate, they not gonna want to do that unless they motivated to do it. Like for instance, Ashanti. When Ashanti got with Nelly, she had that kid quick. When Sierra got with Russell Wilson, once they got married, they had them kids quick. They had to look at what Travis Hunter did. Travis Hunter, basically, that chick was pregnant while all that controversy was going on a few months ago. The initial controversy. This nigga heard the controversy his girlfriend was going through, and this nigga Travis Hunter is retarded. I mean, I'm convinced Travis Hunter is got a social issue. I'm convinced he's functionally autistic. I'm sorry. Travis Hunter, yeah, man, supposed to be there. Oh, I'm gonna show you, I'm a nut in this chicken burger bun. I'm like, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, look, man, I hope Travis Hunter do well, but that chick's playing a dangerous game. Because dudes like that, like when dudes are all in so completely like that, either they're gonna fall into absolute despair or they're gonna crash out. And I do not put it past Travis Hunter to do some Chris Benoit shit. I don't. I should probably say that publicly, because I hope that doesn't happen, but I don't put that past him. I really don't. Because when you have that kind of, when you're deluded like that, when your reality gets fractured like that, and you like, dude, people like that don't take shit well. They don't. Not like that. That not like that. That like not like that. When they're that deluded, because that dude is deluded. You playing that chick is playing a dangerous game. She playing a dangerous game for real. But yeah, when you look at the math, that's what the math is. And it's not just her, that Sarah Fontenot chick, attractive chick, as well, same thing. That's the game y'all playing. So the real leverage you got is really like a dude that's 5, 6, 7 years older. So but you get dudes like that, either they already got kids, or if they don't have kids, they're not looking for a 38-year-old, unless, especially if they're the type of dude that she's gonna come off of celibacy for, because these chicks be really acting like they want the whole package. And they think they say it's like, yo, at the end of the day, that's still what that is. It is what it is. I mean, and I'm not saying you can't find it, but what I'm saying is out here, especially in North Carolina, good luck with that. Good luck with that. And then finding somebody that's like, it's like, to give you a male equivalent like that, it's like looking for a pretty girl, a really attractive female that don't know she pretty. Yeah, good fucking luck with. It's like if a nigga was talking about, I want to find a pretty girl that don't know she pretty because she's a late bloomer. Nigga, good the fuck luck with that shit. In America, sure, you may find that overseas. If you willing, like I say, if you really looking for that overseas, man, learn Spanish, go to Panama, go to these rural zones and learn Spanish. Yeah, you probably can make that happen. That's a good, you increase your chances to make that happen. But if you think you about to find that shit out here with social media, all that, nigga, please. That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of that delusion. Hey, yo, press 1 if y'all can hear me. Because I'm not seeing y'all messages. And there's 80 of y'all in here. Okay, I'm just making sure y'all can hear me. Mic check. But yeah, man. And that's the thing. And you got and look, if you think, here's the thing. If you I'm an overthinker. So I understand if you think about stuff too much, that's how people drive themselves into depression. So I understand why people have a certain level of delusion with that shit. It's like, yo, you know, like you're not. But that's the game a lot of women play, man. And it's like, yo, if you dealing with dudes your age, the dudes that you want that's your age, so we can't play all this game about if a dude is good enough. Them dudes know who they are. And she said that. She has said that. Dudes don't play by the rules. Dudes that women want don't gotta play by the same rules. Which is why a lot of these chicks be playing themselves. They be gassing them, say, it don't matter what you think you are. The dudes that know who they are, because it's been validated in real life what that shit is, you can't really tell them shit because they know. Cause you're not competing, you're competing with his options. Just like men have to compete with social media and what's in these chicks' head on social media. Now, you're competing with that man's options. And if he has them, he don't gotta play. And y'all, and people, women can be mad, play celibacy, do all they want. It don't matter. And the thing is, celibacy is the same, is no different than MGTOW. So people talking about how people that participate in MGTOW, you know, they're weird, they're this. The same thing with y'all being celibate. Y'all are playing games with yourself. The difference is the only thing men really want from you is sexual contact. When men do that shit, men are what men do for women is a lot less replaceable at the mass level than what women do for men. See, that part is what doesn't get talked about. So when dudes start pulling out of the dating game, that can affect the economy. That's not the same thing as when women start, and plus, do I believe Dana is celibate? I have no reason to think she's lying. And so, I have no reason to think she's lying on that. But what I will say, she looks like it's possible. She looks like the type that she possibly could pull that off. But that being said, most black women are lying their ass off when they say that. Most black women will be fucking with other women talking about they celibate. Most black women are lying when they say that. Most black women do not have the sexual discipline to do that. And if they do have the sexual discipline to do that, then they usually got other things in line enough to actually secure a dude. That generally that's within the range of what they want. Straight like that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because it was one dude that was coming up that clearly she liked him. Dude that was like built and all of that, he looked like a nigga out of that Beyonce song, I Need a Soldier, like that shit. So clearly that's what your type is. Maybe, or that's one of them, I'll give that. But it's kind of like, look, dudes like that know who they are. They know they're there because a lot of dudes got to put that work in, and even if they don't put the work in and they're genetically gifted, they know who they are. So if they know who they are, it's like that stuff. Women really be overestimating their ability to compel a dude. Dudes have to be socialized into that goofy blue pill stuff. Once dudes kind of come out of that, you know exactly, you know what it is. You go green. It goes green and you decide to walk across. I don't ever understand why it turns green for me to drive forward, but you decide to walk across the street. But at least you gotta acknowledge you fucked up. I can't stand that. Anyway. So yeah, that's what it is. Girls make rules for betas and break rules. Yeah. And dudes understand that. And the reality is, that's why a lot of dudes are like, I'm not about to invest in that bullshit. I'm not about to subsidize that bullshit, because that's what you're doing. If I'm not getting an outcome, I'm not going to be in the game. Now, Tricks will say, I'm just going to pay as you go. pay as you go. But a lot of dudes will be like, their egos won't allow them to do that, so they'll just, what they'll do, what black men do, is they go ugly. Which, that's why I keep saying, y'all fucking ugly bitches is incel behavior. In the black community, if you fucking ugly bitches or water buffaloes, that shit is incel behavior to me. You not gonna tell me it's not. You not gonna tell me it's not. Just y'all think cause y'all bunker busting in a fucking water buffalo, dude, you all need self-love and self-care. Now, I'm willing to give a little bit of room or grace for dudes. It's either that or be on the street. But, you know, y'all niggas, y'all get comfortable fucking a water buffalo. And it ain't even if they fat. Y'all be fucking women that are like mentally unhinged and all this extra shit. All this extra shit, dealing with all this bullshit. You know, look at, I'll point you to the nearest accountable commentary video. Roommating with her. Oh my fucking God, man. I'm in like a bike train. Like, God damn. Yeah. Them chicks be looking like you fucking, oh man, I back up. Man, like, I'm seriously, damn. Water, like, I'm sorry, man. Y'all niggas might as well be in, like, nigga, I got more respect. Y'all, because truth be told, most quote-unquote incels are not incels. That's a word that gets thrown around. Most dudes, like, celibacy is the same shit. The same shit, because incels, when they try to stay a true force lonely, that's not really, that's a misrepresentation of what incels are. Incels, most of the incels can't get the people they want. Like, take Elliot Rodgers, for example. Elliot, you really think Elliot Rodgers couldn't have got a black female? You really think that wouldn't, couldn't, like, that was impossible? A lot of the reason why a lot of these incels, I told you, you will get rid of 90% of white incels if they're open to dating black women. Like, let's cut the bullshit. That's not to say every black woman is open to do, but let's cut the bullshit. And so, even the ones that are fucked up, kind of low-key fucked up in the head, straight up. Because you, shout out to divesting goes wrong. Logical, only logical. Yeah, like, seriously. So this idea that dudes are, a lot of dudes that get caught incels, that's really shaming language. Really, they can't get the females that they want. And they don't be wanting, like, females that are really that beyond the pale. But they can't get the females they want. So they like, the hell with it. I'm not about to pay for dates and do all of that. Pay for dates and do all of that. I'm not about to spend all this money when I can keep this money. My survival's on the line. These chicks talking about they want to be taken on the dates. I'm not about to be dinner whored out. You're not about to dinner whore me. You know, like, you're not about to do that. And it's not even about, like, me or whatever. Ain't no dude going for that. Ain't no dude really going for that for real. That's why they gotta go younger, because them niggas gotta learn. Once you get in your 30s, dudes ain't doing that. Not like that. Not unless they want to go out. So at the end of the day, you know, and I'm not saying this is every incel, but, like, people like to act like, man, it ain't that hard to crack these. Like, when you understand the STD rates and all this shit that's going on, like for real, man. Like, some dudes are like, look, I'm good. And of course, again, you don't never hear nobody say, oh, these women are celibate, they really themselves. Even though these women are literally showing you online. These chicks with bonnets, these chicks laying on their bed, breathing hard, having to take a breath when they talk. What what are you doing? What are you doing? When they breathing hard on TikTok, I mean, showing their face, getting in these panels, you don't see the equivalent dudes doing that shit because they'll get clowned. The dudes will clown them. But the women, nah, we do that. There's something wrong with us. Yeah, people are playing. And so, you know, yeah, people talk about, I'm not, you know, you say, I'm not going on a dinner date. I'm not going on a coffee date. I'm not doing 50-50. Well, that's the point. The point is not to take you on a coffee date. The point is really to qualify a lot of y'all out. Because if you're not willing to go on a coffee date, that means you're not even willing to even see what type of paper I'm holding. And so a lot of that is, it's a delusional check. Especially if you like under a 6, oh hell yeah. I don't even know how you even offered a coffee date, truth be told. Like if you're not a 6, coffee dates, like if you're not a 6, you shouldn't even get a coffee date, real talk. I mean, I really ask you, what do you talk, like seriously, what are you actually asking this bitch? What do you expect the conversation to really go today? Like seriously. But yeah, even Dana was talking about, you know, she said, you know, black men give black women a lot of grace when it comes to the weight. Other men don't play. They don't play, which is why a lot of these chicks don't go over there. In fact, as I was driving, I just passed by, you know, she was a basic looking black chick with a white dude, and the white dude was pushing a stroller, and he got that brawny man, 6 foot look. But was she fat? No, hell no. Hell no. Ain't nobody playing that game with y'all. And look, black men gotta take accountability, because y'all should be fucking big bitches. And y'all damn sure shouldn't be fucking big bitches for free. Niggas be like, yeah man, I crack hoes. You cracking, I got more respect than a dude that ain't fucking than a dude that's cracking water buffaloes. Because at least the dude that ain't fucking ain't putting energy good after bad. You're actually opening yourself up to a lot of shit over some dirty ass pussy. Especially if you ain't getting paid for it. Y'all niggas be getting ego boosts off of doing National Geographic fucking. It ain't a lot of bed witching. It ain't a lot of bed witching in North Carolina, no. But I see it maybe once or twice a day. And you gotta remember, I'm driving around a lot. I don't even necessarily call that bed witching. Like I told you, it's a difference between women interracially date and bed witches. Those are two different things to me. And those are important distinctions. And they're actual distinctions. They don't get knocked down enough with their bullshit, because they apply that bullshit outside the race. They know that shit don't work. That's why I get so annoyed about game, because I know a lot of y'all are cracking ugly bitches, and y'all, look, let me tell you something. To me, it is worse for you to be fucking ugly bitches, and trying to pass that off as you a ladies man, than niggas going overseas paying for it. And trying to pass that off. To me, that's worse. And at the very least, it's the same shit. And that's why them niggas always be saying that. Oh, nigga, y'all are just tricking. Y'all ain't really getting them hoes. Think about it. Ain't nobody really thinking that. Most dudes are not really out here lying like that. But that's always the point of contention. That's always the point of contention that a lot of these dudes have. Because that's what these dudes are on. Black people love to project. People in general love to project. They love to do, like, they love to accuse another motherfucker of what they're actually doing or how they actually move and actually operate. Because a lot of motherfuckers ain't really imaginative. They don't really have an imagination like that. So they have to source their information from somewhere, and usually they're sourcing it from their own, you know. A lot of people do that. That's not unique, but they don't know how to jump in and jump out of it. So a lot of people are low-key projecting a lot of the shit that they be talking about. Man, please, black women. It is not a lot of black women, please. A lot, man, please. A lot of these black women out here are big. North Carolina is not an area to really source black women. And if you do find a lot of chicks here, they probably not from here. I'm not saying North Carolina ain't Cincinnati, but it ain't. You can't be up in here talking, I'm just go date black women. Nah. Maybe Charlotte. I can't really speak too heavy on Charlotte, so I'll leave that room there. But yeah. Yeah, because when you're mixed, I mean, a lot of women choosing because they deal with their own men, so you can kind of operate that way. But when you a mixed dude, you know, black women have a certain aesthetic that they want. I mean, that's what black men had to go through when in the 80s. All them chicks wanted a light-skinned dude. Like, they all want the same nigga. They sync up. I mean, is that like half of them be wanting the same nigga? It really is. And by the way, that shit is always based on entertainment. Notice who, like, because that was when Prince was in his heyday, and Michael Jackson was in his heyday. All of that. It's really bad. Like, they really be picking niggas based on what they see on TV. And a lot of women do that, but goddamn, black women, they be making life choices off of, they are so easily influenced by media. It is really interesting how deeply, the bar, like, it is real, like, for real. Like, I've dated chicks that their moms, like, the way their moms were. And I told them I want to really try the moms, but I'm like, damn, they be really, like, it's crazy. When you really know what to look for in it, it's crazy. Because dudes are following that. All these dudes want to look at Jerry curl, all that. Dudes that be, and fucking dreads. That's how the water kind of flows when it comes to, the river flows when it comes to culture. The men are not driving the culture, the women are driving the culture. Now, when you get stuff like anime or stuff like, you know, the geekdom stuff, that's the men driving it. And you see how weird black people are with that. They don't know really how to do it. Because on the one hand, you see these streamers that's got motion. Even somebody sent me a dude, shout out to Burke for the $50 Cash App yesterday. And I got done watching this video. It's a good video. I'm gonna cover it. I'm probably gonna cut some clips out and then do like maybe 20-minute upload on it. But these dudes got motion as streamers, but they don't fit. That's why they like Duke Dennis so much, because Duke Dennis is a streamer that looks like, you know, he's got that Future style look. That's why they like him. That's what it is. And so that's what it is. So a lot of these dudes, they would consider nerds or lame, but these dudes be having motion with other races of women, because other races of women are not putting white women will fetishize black men too, but other races are not to that extent. Black women fetishize us more than any other group of women, which is crazy. And so and that's why, you know, other dudes gotta deal with what they gotta deal with. And so they get mad. That's why when women talk about why don't you like black girls, I be really wanting to say shut the fuck up. Cause they know what they be doing when they do that. When they see dudes that date interracially, they really be on something I don't understand. Even though if they date interracially, they got all the words. So if you see a woman with a white man, you got all this language. So all that shit, just apply that to a black man. No, it's not the same. How? And they never can explain it. Because really, it's not the same because you a dude. That's really what they want to say. Because you a dude, it's not the same. You're supposed to, they really want to say you just supposed to stay off the field until called. But you're not supposed to jump to another, hop the fence, jump to another racial team. Even if these women are choosing, you're supposed to say no. Because that's how much you love black women. Why these black women get ran through by and share niggas. That's really what they want. And I will respect them more if they're honest about that. Now, we would say fuck you and have a nice day. But I would respect them more for their candor. Their candidness about that. But they're not going to be candid because they know. Because it tells me that's bullshit. You see it with the streamers. They like DDG. DDG got like a low-key hood aesthetic. Women like Chloe, they all like the same shit. I know DDG said something that annoyed me, talking about, yeah, man, you shouldn't even be dating for real if you ain't got money like that. But of course, like I said, them niggas, they're clout demons. Them niggas are gonna say what they gotta say to keep the bitches in line. I know niggas are talking about the situation Myron was going through with his girl. I mean, yeah, Myron's an idiot, but Myron's Sudanese, man. Myron is a wannabe white boy. I don't even like them when Myron say nigga, because Myron don't associate. Myron only claims says he's black. Myron, I'm dead ass serious. The only reason why Myron says he's black is so he can say nigga. To him, there's probably no other benefit. Is he can get away with saying nigga, and he can get away with he is literally like walking blackface to me. So yeah, Myron, yes, Myron, that rudimentary red pill bullshit that he kicks to these dumbasses, because his audience is basically retarded white boys and basically non-white people that can't culturally adapt to American culture. That's their audience. Nah, I mean, he says he's black so he can say nigga. And because he knows he's not dumb enough to where he knows he can't play that game. He's too dark to play that game. But we already know he identifies more as being an Arab. Even though Sudan ain't nothing to be proud of. Real talk. Any of them. South Sudan or whatever. But that's the guy. But my thing is, he's sitting there thinking he gonna control a chick. And we already know, because Myron, please. Myron doesn't have a likable personality. It's obvious he doesn't. Myron is way too binary on this shit. The problem with Myron is Myron talks about game, but Myron hasn't really demonstrated that Myron does not have black swag, and he tries to make up for it in being fit. But once you get past basically Myron doesn't have any real skills on how to emotionally massage a bitch. He may be able to talk about vibe and all that stuff, but there's no artistry to it. That's the problem. Myron comes from them white boy dating coaches that stole a lot of that shit from Tariq Nasheed, but they don't have any art. That shit works on white people to an extent because they burnt through that market. Even white women started getting hip to that, but it doesn't really work because it's not organic. It's a copy and paste job, which was the problem with the mystery method. Yeah, there's something to be said about the process, and the process is great, but you have to have your own art. You have to master the process enough to have your own artistry to it, and they never get to that level because they're sold results. They're not sold a journey, they're sold a destination. Oh, that's a bar right there. They're not sold a journey, they're sold a destination. Like, they're sold and that's the problem. They're sold, you can go in the club and get these results. And then another thing too is white people are culturated where they want a relationship, and the shit that they're told isn't really for relationships. It's for acquiring a bitch to fuck. It's not for relationships. And the assumption is if a woman fucks you, then she fucks with you, and that changes. Go ask Destiny that shit. Yeah, Xanatos, I actually respect Fresh more than Myron, because Fresh, the thing about Fresh is Fresh will bang his head against the wall. Fresh is a dude that could do like cold calling and stuff like that, but he can actually endure knock. And that's how he got to where he is. And a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people, some of that is because I'm not gonna say just because he's foreign, but a lot of that, he falls on his face enough where he can fall on it into success, even looking stupid. I've seen people like that. Most people are actually not like that. Most people can't put their ego aside to be like that. So, you know, you may be, I mean, you could have a conversation with him. I mean, he's somebody that, you know, he can be in the group. He can be in a group. I wouldn't say he's a good wingman, but he can definitely be in a group. He might be, you know, due to get shitted on a little bit. You know. But Fresh is basically a trick, so, you know, it is what it is. Fresh is basically a trick, so. And I ain't even saying that is no thing. But you sitting here trying to kick red pill and game, but you a trick. That's where they start fucking up. And so what they try to do is they try to take people like Myron and or Tate and them, and they try to say that's what everybody is. Everybody wants to be that. Everybody ultimately try to get to the point where they're selling people bullshit, and that's bullshit. Because what they really want to do is they really want to get men basically under mind control. That's really what they want. Even with all this, they want men under mind. They want men basically taking it. Let's just be real. You need men to take a bad deal. You need the society to be built on men taking a voluntarily bad deal. And dudes are not going for that no more. And dudes are not getting violent. Dudes are actually just pulling back, and it's affecting the economy. And you can't make dudes do shit. If there's no really recourse, if dudes are not getting violent, you have to play that game, and it's too much stuff going on in the environment. And now it's getting to the point where it's starting to affect women. People are talking about, oh man, this ain't happening in real life. Yes, it is. You see these women getting increasingly homeless. This AI ain't some just social media invention. All of y'all ain't getting no, y'all, including dudes, all of y'all ain't getting no younger. That's why I said in the beginning, y'all talk about y'all 38 years old, like y'all 32 or 31. Y'all out of time. I'm sorry, man. Once you turn like really 40, you're done at 38. Really, y'all, like if we're gonna keep it all the way real, you all are done. Like you all are done at 35, and I'm being nice. And when I say done, I mean this game that you playing where you think you about to deal with somebody around your age, like that ship is kind of already sold. That ship is already sold. Because keeping it all the way real, some of these Negroes, if we're going to be all the way honest, some of these Negroes be like, yo, I'd rather get a 26, 27-year-old that may have one kid than deal with a 35-year-old that's childless. Because now what you're dealing with is, because if you really look at a lot of the, at least you can see how this chick has reacted with having a kid and what the body is. I'm not encouraging dealing with single mothers either, but what I am saying is if you weigh the factors, it's like you 35 and then you get a 26-year-old that's got some sense. I'm not saying they do. You know, that's got one kid, especially if you know if she ain't had abortions and shit like that, versus a chick that's 35 where the pregnancy gonna be hard. You don't really know how her body is gonna respond in that age to pregnancy. So now this chick can have all these stretch marks and bags and shit that you got to deal with. And everybody's like, look at what you did this to me and blah, blah, blah. Now this chick is desperate because if you leave, she's out here fucked. So she's going to be hella vengeful and shit. A lot of people don't look at shit like that. That's why a lot of niggas got that one child policy where they be like, yo, I'm not going to just throw her away just because she got one child. But she's in the danger zone though. She's in Mortal Kombat. So any little thing, I'm gonna extra scrutinize it. That's why a lot of dudes are like that. Especially as they get older. As they get like 38 and shit, they like, yeah, man, but it just depends. You see, cause truth be told, women with kids, all these chicks' characters fucked up. They get Mr. Research used to say all the time, all women go left. I'm not necessarily like that, but again, I don't be wagging my finger on shit. I just be saying what I'm not doing. Damn. Yo, I need to check that out one day. That place out. Yeah, niggas will be like, a lot of niggas are like that, especially if you come more from the hood. Sorry for the sneezing. It is what it is. Y'all don't be thinking about that though. Y'all don't be thinking about that when y'all be these fucking crazy ass ages. Like, I don't know who fucking told these motherfuckers y'all think 40's the new 40 is not the new 30. Ain't no nigga trying to go through all of that just to have no kid. Like, can you imagine you got one kid or two kids with a bitch that you just met and now she 40? Are you fucking serious? She 5 years off even and not even having she having hot 5 years in. You about to have hot flashes and deal with all that bullshit? Are you fucking serious? Especially if you on point in most of the currencies and shit. And I'm not even clowning. I'm just telling you what the math is. And the problem is with a lot of black men is see, other races, they know the math. That's why they be like, fuck it. But black men, they be on some, you right, because niggas be thirsty as fuck. And women bank on that. This is why when people be talking about traveling, talking about, oh, you ain't getting wives, like, y'all ain't doing it. Like, is it like, I don't like, straight up, any of you niggas that told them chicks, yeah, man, we're getting wives. Man, shut the fuck up, yo. Y'all niggas created that fucking virtue trap. What the fuck is these motherfuckers gonna do? Like, if I was traveling for real like that, like now, because I gotta get back to that point now, I would have been like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Other than get on this app and just slander shit. Let them niggas stay. If a nigga will believe that, if a nigga cannot understand that there is mental and social growth to be had and actually taking a rite of passage overseas, fucking with women or not fucking with women, then you're fucking stupid. Because you don't never see, again, none of this conversation is ever had with the women. The women get to go on girls' trips. They get to take bitches that are married on girls' trips with single women getting stroked out. Don't men say shit, don't women say shit. So I need something. That's always what I would go back to. Why, before we talk, why is that possible? I want you to answer that. And if you're not willing to answer that, then fuck you. We're not gonna have this conversation because you're not legit anyway. Because ultimately, any nigga, like, the thing about passport bros is this is not something you're supposed to be convinced. Let me tell you, let me help you out. If you gotta be convinced to travel, let me help you. Don't travel. If I gotta rug pull your arm, because dudes that have traveled have had the experience of dudes talking in a group talking about they go travel and niggas be like, nah, it ain't that big of a deal. You ain't true to it. And that's okay. This is not supposed, like, yeah, we want to show that the options out there. And that's why I don't even be worried about people slandering it. Because at the end of the day, we know what's here. We know what's here. So just putting the option out there and y'all slandering it like that, people are going, all this bullshit that goes down here in the United States, y'all gonna look stupid. Because this is what y'all chose. Y'all basically, ain't nobody saying nothing about the women traveling. They get to do all of that. None of this bullshit matters. But with men, you ain't this. It's a common, you ain't looking for a wife. You just out here fucking. Like, niggas ain't out here fucking here. What? The T-App done proved all of that. What the fuck are you all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Y'all just want to fuck young girls. While you ain't never heard women be more bolder about dealing with younger dudes. You got bitches in their 50s bragging about fucking younger men when, as if that shit ain't weird. Bitch, you supposed to be married. At least Halle Berry was married. Tracy Ellis Ross, basically Tracy Ellis Ross is basically a femcel. It's basically a femcel. She couldn't cooperate. I don't need no man, so I don't need to cooperate. So you out here looking stupid. There's a certain amount of class that you're supposed to maintain. You basically shitting on your mama's name. You embarrassing your dad. You basically, this is why you don't have kids with black women. Because they turn out like this. Like niggas talking about, yeah, man, I'm not a passport bro, I'm a traveler. Because y'all allow that shit to bend you all, because a lot of you all, man, please. Y'all not solid on what the fuck you doing. It don't matter if you traveling for sex. Men have a right. See, there is no boys will be boys policy for black men. All racial groups have a boys will be boys as long as you doing the right things as far as like working hard, got a job. See, with black men, if black women don't deem you sexually attractive enough, you don't really have a right to sex for real. If it was really up to most black women, black men would have a lock on their dick unless a black woman unlocked it and no other a group of women had the key. If it was up to black women, that's literally the type of time they would be on. Let's keep that all the way real. That's actually how they think. While they promote being young, wild, and free everywhere as if they not gonna have to come from an outside one day. That's how they think. That's what type of time they're on. That's what type of time. They feel insecure about it. That's the problem. That's what type of time they're on. And so we getting all these purple pill talk, TikTok talk, where these motherfuckers really be out here giving these takes. I be like, y'all, a lot of takes y'all be giving be bullshit. They be half-baked shit that's really designed to create engagement. And that's fine. They do a good job doing that. But ultimately, it ain't really designed to actually solve a problem. I don't know where you chicks got it in your head. Where you chicks got it in your head that y'all think that like you still got time in your 30s. So basically, you all are going 20 years and y'all ain't locking nothing down. I can say the same thing about the difference is all y'all gotta do is open y'all legs to a decent dude. But y'all holding out and then y'all act like the clock can't run out. Y'all really believe that. Women are really out here believing that the clock just don't run out on them. And look, y'all can keep trying. I'm not saying not to. I'm not saying not to, but let's just keep it all the way real, man. Like, goddamn. Like, y'all are getting into an age where essentially what you doing, again, men can go younger because it takes us more time to get our shit on point. But essentially what y'all doing, y'all don't think about that. Y'all bust out 2 kids. That's damn near 2 years right there. And y'all got niggas now, a nigga is basically dealing with you after 2 kids. He's gonna be dealing with you as a 40-year-old. Get the celibate or not, that shit don't mean jack shit. And any dude that's getting, if a dude can get a younger you, because chicks like that, if they like you, then they would have liked you years ago. If you coming off of that, then if you could get a 30-year-old you, why shouldn't he just go get a 30-year-old you? That, and dudes be thinking that way, cause the nigga like most of these niggas are not Travis Hunter ass niggas. Now by the time we start getting the age, once you start getting like north of 35, get the fuck out of here. If you on that type of time, then you already got fucked over already. Yeah, that's what they would do. If they could get away with it, that's what they would do. That's literally how fucked up a lot of these chicks are, man. That is literally how they think. That is literally how they think. And people think that that's like an extreme. No, I just trace things to their conclusion. That's really how they think. Because when you actually listen to what they be saying, not Dana, but you listen to a lot of these chicks, that's what they be saying. They want you to be on the bench until they call you. So until they get to the point where they need a 4th string, a 3rd, they would do black men that they're not sexually attracted to a lot like how they the Cleveland Browns are doing Shedeur Sanders. You see how white people talk about Shedeur, making all these bullshit ass excuses as to why they not fucking with him like that. And that's what it is. And when I say sexual, this doesn't mean these dudes are just can't get no woman. They have an issue in the black community. It's a cultural compatibility thing. That's what that is. A lot of dudes be thinking that there's this universe. Yeah, it is a universal attractness scale, but like every dude can't get every bitch. These bitches they value different things. And in the black community, unfortunately, a lot of women, there's a cultural thing that they want, and it is what it is. They can want what they want. I don't care. The only reason why this is an issue is because, again, these women be out here fronting like dudes, oh, you don't like black girls. And it's that y'all don't really want these dudes for real. So what y'all want is y'all want these dudes to take y'all out and validate your ego. Y'all want that, but y'all not serious about dealing with these dudes. That's the difference. And that's what folks don't want to tell the truth about. I'll be back. Anyway. Yeah, and so it's about leverage, and a lot of that is a conversation because there is no one size fits all situation, but they don't want you to have leverage at all, and they're not going to give you permission. They're not supposed to give you permission to do that. Nobody's going to give you permission to get power. You have to take power. And they, unfortunately, they don't teach. The reason they don't teach you about power. It's about leverage. It ain't even no issue. Just like it's no issue. I mean, that's their life. They can choose what they want to choose. We only have this conversation because they denigrate black men because black men aren't doing what they want to do. The niggas they want. Like, even when she was saying, like, a lot of y'all are baby mama makers. Like, no, that's bullshit. What's happening is women are coercing men into having children through sex. These chicks know these dudes ain't trying to have sex with them like that. These men they're not coming with an agreement to have a kid. The women are doing that shit. The women want a kid, and they're playing games with the dude, getting by doing whatever goofy shit they do, playing womb games, coercing a baby out of that dude because they wanted the baby. As far as I'm concerned, if you ain't married, if he didn't offer you marriage, or and you engaged, or if you ain't married, really, I'm gonna say if you ain't married, because that women play engagement games. If you not married, he didn't want to have a kid with you. Is that always 100% true? No, but that's true more than it's not. That's true more than it's not. And so sit here talking about dudes are out here impregnating women. No, it's a lot of dudes that they make themselves available to be sperm donors, and they don't care. But these women don't get pregnant unless they want to get pregnant. These women, we all go through sex education. They know how pregnancy works. Let's stop. Let's cut the bullshit. These women are not, most of these, you got chicks that be having kids in their 30s. These chicks know that they dealing with grown ass men when they're a lot younger. They're playing games, man. Yeah, they're playing games. So when these chicks be acting like they're naive and shit, or they're no, none of these bitches are. All these chicks know what the fuck they're doing, and they are intentionally getting pregnant because black women have a baby mama culture, which is what the fuck that baby mama term denigrating it came from. That's what that was about. It was about how scaled up this shit is. And remember, back in the day, people are lying because people thinking black men and black women got equal kids. People knew for a long time that wasn't the case. They lied. They lied to the public because a lot of these people are looking at who they're sexually attracted to. All the niggas you like got kids because y'all are all sharing the same motherfuckers. That was the point. You give men a birth control pill, and the birth rates are gonna plummet. You give men a pill, it's gonna be game over for you. You perfect vasectomies so dudes can reverse that shit. It's gonna be game over for you all. And they know that. But we up here playing games when a lot of folks about to be in a real bad situation. And I'm talking about the people that's in these, listen to this shit. Y'all listen to these motherfuckers. Trust me, these motherfuckers got money because they got a bag off of y'all paying attention to their ass. Anyway, y'all, it's been great. I basically a little ramble. You see. I mean, but that's the stupid shit that they say. Baby mama make. And if I was talking to her directly, I would tell her that. I'm like, yo, these women, this 2025, can we stop pretending that these women are not having, these dudes are not gassing these hoes up to have their baby. Even in the South, they not, yeah, man, let's be a family. No, what it is these motherfuckers, it's exactly how it happened with Scarface Mark. They be on and off fucking with each other. They develop a certain cordiality. Even though you hear it even in the music with Glorilla and shit. We doing my own thing. It's their issue with they want to be independent but still want to be secure. And it don't work that way. And she like, shit, she could do worse. And that's a white chick too. So she definitely made, like, it's like, yo, Scarface Mark is not making no white female, no baby mama, no baby mama without her permission. Are you fucking serious? Once I knew she was white, I'm like, oh, this is not a conversation. Because for a white woman, the consequences is too real for her. To look, and if he's 24, that means she's probably relatively around the same age. He said they went to high school together. That's a decision. Are you especially with him blowing up on social media? And Mark, unfortunately, Mark made a couple of little mistakes. Even now, he's just trying to troll and act like it ain't no big deal. I'm like, the issue, Mark doesn't really understand what a baby daddy actually is. That's his problem. But all these dudes virtue signaling like a motherfucker. You niggas sound dumb as fuck getting in behind Dana. Y'all sound stupid as fuck. Because the reality is you're trying to draw a one-to-one line between Nick Cannon, Tyreek Hill, and Mark. You all are fucking dumb. I know why Dana's doing it. Dana's doing it because she's trying to get some of that audience back. And Mark was an easy lick. So she like, especially if Mark is in people's DMs and all of that. But again, all that means is all Mark proved there is you can still fuck with white women and still date black girls. That's all that proves. Even John. Correction. At least John said now that he dated mostly black women. But you chose to marry a white chick though. Mark chose to have a kid by a white chick though. Just remember that. So again, it tells you it's not that black men do not view white women like men do not view white women like women view white men. Men do not view white women as a gateway to whiteness. Men are not thinking about creating pretty babies. There is not a self-hatred with it. That's not what, it's not a one-to-one thing. And a lot of women project that shit on the black men because that's how they really feel. That's what that is. And Dana didn't say that, but I'm talking about some other stuff. It's not. And that conversation is never had. It's not this, like nobody is I've yet to hear somebody say that other maybe BGS, but I mean like in general conversations, the way I just said it. It's not. And y'all know it's not. But we play this circular bullshit game. Y'all feel a lot worse about black men dating white women and white. In fact, it's crazy because y'all only really give a fuck about black men dating white women. Y'all don't really say nothing about other races of women. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Latin women are way more of a sexual threat to black women than white women. Way more. Especially as their number has increased in the United States. But white women are stay in the center of black women's mind because a lot of black women want to be white women. That's why they want to be white women or they want to be beside that white man. That's what it is. Because they really think what makes a white woman a white... Look, The craziest shit I ever heard, and this is how I knew Cheyenne Bryant was a fucking moron, and I would have said that to her fucking face. You are an idiot, and whoever gave you that damn degree needs to lose their accreditation. When she said the hierarchy is white men, and then black women, then white women, then black men, when she said black women were second, I wanted somebody to, she never explained it either. Are you fucking serious? You really believe that? So tell me how that shows up in real life. Tell me anything, any area of activity or any situation where a white female takes a backseat to a black woman. Give me any example in the United States, I'd say anywhere, where a white woman takes a backseat to a black woman. Anything, just anything, whatever you can come up with. Any example, there is no limit. Where do you see that at? Travis Kelce? I knew that. Like, I knew the bitch was stupid before, but when that bitch said that shit, I knew, oh, hell no. This bitch, you just as delusional as the bitches you speak to. And how old is she? 42, 43? And she's been on the internet since like 29, 31, 32. Like, who the fuck are you fooling, yo? Who the fuck are you fooling? 42 years old? Oh, I'm ready to get pregnant. Cheyenne Bryant was born in 1982. So Cheyenne Bryant is 42 years old. 40 fucking 2 years old. "42 years old, talking about she gonna have a baby." You ain't gonna tell me Cheyenne Bryant ain't had no abortions. Or she had what? She had that catheter or whatever she had. That device that's been sitting in that bitch for like 10 years, 15 years. Which that fucks with you too. And you talk about having a kid with a dude that's like, what, 10 years younger than you? Or he's like, what, 5, 6 years younger than you? That's why she looked fucking stupid. No, bitch, you was holding out. That's all that is. You hoes are holding out. Y'all want a drug dealer, an athlete, or a rapper, or some kind of baller ass entrepreneur that's just throwing money out there. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? But they trying to act like, and you know how they trying to act like 40's the new 30? Because now they trying to act like 50's the new 40. You seen all these 50-year-olds or north of 50-year-olds? So of course they gotta lie and talk about you dealing with younger girls, because that undermines them. And the fact that nobody tries to bring that up, this is not some shit y'all, but this is some new shit that y'all are coming up with. And a lot of these young women better catch a fucking clue, because they're actually threatening y'all with poverty doing that shit. These bitches are supposed to be retired out the game with a nigga. Instead, these chicks are old hoes. These are old hoes still in the club. And then you got the panda bear niggas that basically, whatever the hoes say, even like, trust me, we ain't forgot about this paternity fraud. Even white women are scared of that shit, because they know what they've been doing. So anyway, no, they not picking up because they fucking stupid they damn self. But trust and believe, this economy, as this economy goes to shit and this AI like goes through their jobs like a goddamn plague, trust and believe. Trust and believe. It's gonna be funny to see that. It really is. Cause trust me, as these, like, you're gonna see a lot of stuff in the next couple of years if women keep losing money. You're gonna see these corporations start turning on these women, because these corporations are loyal to these investors first, because that's how they maintain their power. And so you're gonna start seeing it. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck for a lot of younger millennials. If you're in a position, y'all gonna benefit really well. But it's gonna suck, because these women are really about to find out these corporations never gave a fuck about them at all. I mean, the level of crashing out is about to be apocalyptic. But anyway, y'all, it's been great. You know, stay tuned. Like I said, if you want to get in the Discord, comment Discord in the comment section, and I'll you know, give you an email me, give you a link. Like I said, I'm in Discord all the time. You know, we got other people that hold it down. Like, my Discord is like, I think 300 deep, 400 deep. So it's not like and I generally have about 15 to 20 people online. Even in the middle of the night, it still be like 5 or 6 or 7. So it's got some motion. And, you know, appreciate everything. I'm gonna get to for Mr. Burke, I'm gonna get to that video. And it's because I have watched the video already, so I just gotta put it together. And it's a good video. I like what the brother did. So anyway, with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.